No.
What's up, YouTube? In this video, we're just gonna try and catch fish with just a stick. Let's do it. So we arrive at the pond, and I'm just getting set up, and I guess you can call the rod. Here's our rod, I guess you can say. This is a hardy piece of tackle right now. It's about 3 feet, 4 feet, if I had to put a number on it. But this is what we're using. It's all natural, all free, and hopefully it gets us on the bass. I'm just taking line off of my other reel or other rod and just literally tying onto that. Then I put the worm on and I wait literally just a minute. Holy crap, this actually worked. I have a bite and we have a fish on. And it's just a little guy, but still, first catch of the channel, fellas. After that, we only have to wait a minute later, and we got another fish on. Take it, take it, take it. This bass is taking out a world tour on the pond. Woo! It's a pretty good sized bass, nothing to break the record books with, but we got him up and we got him in front of the camera, and that's the best part about it. So that's 2 fish to the tally. And then the next 2 casts, they just go picture perfect. The worm is literally just sitting in there for not even 15 seconds and the fish is already on that worm. Here we go, boys. Take it, take it, take it. Yeah! Little feller. And we get 2 more bass to the tally. That makes 4 bass. And this challenge is going 10 times better than all the other challenges I've done before. So now, this is probably cast 5, and we're 4 for 4. And we put it in there, and we're already getting a bite. We're already getting a bite, fellas. They took my worm. Some little fish stole my worm. So there goes the streak, fellas. So we get another worm on that amazing new rod of ours. We might have to make a permanent addition to the set. And again, it gets stolen. So I put a little chunk on it and we let it sit out there for a little while. Holy crap. This pole's legit, boys. All right, take it, take it, take it. Ooh, bluegill. Just a little bluegill. Sorry about that, buddy. I don't know how you got that hook stuck in the side of you. Lo and behold, it's a sunfish, which isn't bad, but I wanted to catch bass. I didn't want some sunfish pecking at my worm all night. So we put a big worm on this time. This thing will attract the big whopper bass. So we lunge it out there. Yep, got him. Woo-wee! And on this catch, fellas, there's some bad news. The bass, even though it's a little bass, he managed to swallow the whole entire bait down his jugular. And now the hook's all the way down there, so I gotta go full operation on this poor bass. And I'm trying to get it out of him because it's literally sideways stuck in his throat, so I can't just cut the line. Or then the poor thing will probably never be able to eat again. So we're being very gentle in this surgical operation, guys. And due to my technical skills, I guess you can say, we managed to get the hook out without damaging the poor bass. And he swims off, and he's good. So we put another worm on to the amazing new rod of ours, and we're back at it again. Oh yeah. Here we go. Take it, take it. Woo! Big boy. And again, this is a bigger bass now. but he manages to do the same mistake that his friend did literally 5 minutes ago. He swallows the entire bait, and we gotta go back in there for another medical operation, fellas. Now this one is a little bit more wedged in there, so we gotta be gentle as possible, fellas. We can't just go yanking out some hook and killing this poor fish. I gotta be very careful. And after 2 minutes of almost dissecting this poor bass, we get the hook out, and he gets in the water. He stands there for a second, then he swims off to go eat another worm for another day. There you go. He's all good. So, disaster averted. But now, guys, we're getting low on worms. We gotta make every worm count. So, we put another big old worm onto the line, and we cast her out there. And immediately, something's nibbling at it. Hopefully, this is the bass we've been looking for, some big trophy book bass. But instead, we start the, not reel, but I guess you can say pull in. Little sunfish. And it's another sunfish of all things. Nice that we caught a fish, but we're looking for the trophies here now, fellas. So we put him in the water. So now, guys, we're at the final worm. This is our last shot with this amazing new rod we have. So we get that worm on, and we lunge her out, and we wait. And not even 5 seconds later, something absolutely slams the bait. No. This was a humongous bass. He snapped the line off my glorious new shtick, and now he took my bobber with it too. So now we gotta hunt this thing down and retrieve my bobber. So we rig up my other pole, and we put a hula popper on it, and we're gonna do our best to hunt down this bass so we can get that hook out of his mouth and retrieve the line and the bobber. Luckily for us, it's not gonna be hard to find him because, well, he's literally has a beacon or a bobber trailing above him wherever he goes, so it's gonna be quite easy to find him if he stays close to the surface now, which I'm hoping for, because I'm just gonna put that hula popper right in front of his face, and hopefully he's gonna lunge out at that thing and we can get that bass in. But sadly, it was getting dark out, so we had to leave. But hopefully, we're going to do another video about hunting that bass down to retrieve the hook and the bobber. Unless the hook falls out and he gets away, but hopefully we're going to make a video about hunting that bass down. If you guys want to see the Walmart Fishing Challenge video down here, and if you guys want to see the Dick's Sporting Goods Fly Fishing Challenge video over here. But besides that, I'll see y'all next video. See ya!